Assalamualaikum. I'm Fariza. I'm with all my team, Suhaila, Shafiqah, and Umi Kalsum. All of us will tell you about the prohibition of riba and how Qard Hasan assists the poor of needy by offering a loan without any interest. Interesting, right? So stay tuned. So now we will tell you about the definition. The first one is about the definition of riba. So in the concept of the Islamic banking, riba is referred as a charges of interest. So it also have been referred to as usury, or we can say that it's a charging of unreasonably of the high interest rate. And then, according to the most Islamic usury, is to refer to the simultaneous exchange of the goods of unequal quality of the quantity. But here, we will focus on the charge of the interest. Okay? So please say no to the riba. Okay? So stay tuned. Hi, so for the second definition is about Qard Hasan. So what is the Qard Hasan? Okay, so Qard Hasan is about the zero written loan that Al-Quran asks Muslim to make available to the needy. For example, like the borrower only needs to pay back the principal amount without any extra, without any obligation for an additional charges. Okay, so this means that no charge, no extra charge. Okay, so but if the borrower wants to give the extra, it's okay. It is encouraged because it's a symbol of appreciation. So that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Umi Kalsum binti Muhammad Sibi and my matric number is 050069. Okay, I will present about riba in Islamic banking. The word of riba is from an Arabic word, which means excess, increase, or addition. The concept of riba in Islamic banking will refers to the charged interest. The charged interest also referred to as ushuri, or the charging of unreasonably of high rates of interest. Riba is prohibited under Sharia law for the several reasons. By making riba illegal, Sharia law creates an opportunity and context in which people are encouraged to do the charity with loaning the money without interest. Under riba in Islamic banking, there are principles of Islamic banking and finance that we should follow. In Islam, riba is forbidden and prohibits its followers from dealing with or involved in any transactions that will involve riba. However, Muslim needs the banking services for many purposes, such as to finance a new investment venture, to buy a house, to buy a car, to facilitate capital investment, to undertake trading activities, to offer a safe place for saving, and the others. One of the characteristics of Islamic banking is the prohibition of riba and interest. So, there are 5 principles of Islamic banking and finance. These principles can be as follows. First, any predetermined payments over and above the actual amount of principal is prohibited. Second, the lender must share in the profits or loss arising out of the enterprise for which the money was lent. Third, making money from money is not acceptable in Islam. Next, investments should only support practices or products that are not forbidden or even discouraged by Islam. The last one is Qard or deception, and maisir or gambling are also prohibited. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shafiqah binti Muhammad. My matric number is 049898. Now I will explain about the prohibition of riba and Qard Hasan. Firstly, let's look at the prohibition of riba. Riba is one of the major sins in Islam and every Muslim must avoid it. It is very significant and is always brought into any discussion of Islamic finance concept. It is also one of the major causes to invalid a contract. One of the forms of riba in the Quran is riba al-jahiliyah. The characteristics are the lender advance a loan by stipulating excess over and above the principal amount, increase the payable amount and tenure when the debtor is unable to pay, and in a deferred sale, the seller used to increase the amount due and give more time. Okay, next, riba will affect the debtor or borrower and put them in a dangerous situation. Firstly, injustice. Injustice might occur to the borrower when the borrower is unable to pay in given time, so the lender charges interest to the principal amount. The interest is giving the borrower a hard time to pay more than the amount he borrowed. Next, conflict with the spirit of brotherhood. When the borrower pays more than the amount he borrowed, the borrower feels injustice. It will affect the brotherhood relationship between them and might become enemies. And then a monopoly in society will exist. They are taking advantages to the poor that unable to repay as the interest keep increasing. It causes depression to the debtor because they are burdened with more unsettled debt. And now about the Qard Hasan. The prohibition of riba is in line with the introduction of Qard Hasan. Qard Hasan is defined as a loan contract between two parties for social welfare or for short-term bridging finance. It is urged in Islam not only for its flexibility but also because no riba is involved in this loan, so the borrower only needs to pay back the principal amount without additional amount or interest. But somehow the borrower might pay back more than the amount he borrowed as an appreciation, so long as the amount should be paid is not mentioned in a contract between two parties. Islamic bank may not get any profit by providing this kind of loan, but Islamic bank may provide other financing to get a return. For example, car financing, business venture financing, home financing, and others. And lastly, about the objective of Qard al-Hasan. Qard al-Hasan is provided to help the needy fellow people and mobilization of wealth among all people in the society. Other than that, to strengthen the national economy and cope with unemployment problems. Every country provides Qard al-Hasan differently, but somehow in Malaysia, Qard al-Hasan is applied at a small percentage, despite its role could have played in society.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Shuhaila binti Muhammad Sabri. My metric number is 050235. Today, I will explain about the consequences of riba to the economy. Firstly, investment and savings. Savings will rise when there's a high interest rate and economists assume that more saving is more investment. But higher interest rate will increase the investment cost, which can impact the economy's overall investment and thus make products and services costly. So, rather than a loan with interest, money should be used for saving on a partnership basis and share revenue or loss. This type of investment will produce more business activities, which will contribute to the economic growth. Secondly, interest facilitate inequitable wealth transfer. This is a tool used by rich people to earn extra money at the detriment of the poor. The elites are giving their wealth advantage to have notes as a loan and believe they will get extra money in exchange. They have notes to use the funds they have obtained for company or for private use. If it is used for business and are profitable, they will be able to repay the principal with the extra sum of interest that will raise the wealth of the privileged from the limited wealth of the disadvantaged. But if it fails, they will still guarantee that they have earned from various sources and will bring more wealth to the wealthy. This is not fair as this is an unfair wealth distribution caused by interest. Lastly, interest will manipulate the poor and needy people. Rich people, as creators, on purpose postpone their current earning in order to earn benefit from the interest of the granted loan to the needy debtors in the coming times. It illustrates an overall act of manipulation and will lead in more poverty in those in need. When the loan with interest charged for schedule, the debtor must work harder to achieve the debt obligation. This means that interest make rich people selfish and thoughtless that they earn money from the determinant of the poor. Next, I will explain about the discussion of findings. Firstly, prohibition of riba. The study found that for any conventional financial institution, riba has become a trend. There are many that have shown that the use of riba in any way is strongly forbidden, and there are no disagreement concerning its prohibition even among scholars. Secondly, Qard al-Hasan to people in need. Qard al-Hasan urged its followers to observe good conduct. Technically, it means the creditor will reimburse more as a sign of restored self-esteem, the duty to repair the debt, and the debt will be covered off by believers.
The lender have two options by giving card, whether the loan he offered is based on benevolent loan or monetary rewards. Lastly, Qard al-Hasan to financial institution. Since the system of Qard al-Hasan was applied to some Islamic financial institutions, the management of benevolent loans has not encountered any significant issue. Then, in context of paperwork, this card only requires a contract between organization and workers, and there is no need for additional paperwork. While, in terms of calculation, Qard Hasan is considered to have no interest in nature. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, this is the last part. Is the conclusion part. So what we can conclude? Okay, so what we can conclude is about riba is something that we must be prohibit, because riba bring harm to us. Riba bring dangerous to us. We will stress if we involve with the riba. Okay, so what is the conclusion we can make based on the Qard al-Hasan? Qard al-Hasan is something that Islam bring to us to help the poor person. So poor person will not be stressed when he make a loan, because we have the Qard al-Hasan. Because Qard al-Hasan is about a zero return loan, or the Al-Quran asks Muslim to make available to the needy. Okay, so that's all. So say no to riba and say yes to the Qard al-Hasan. Okay, so bye bye. Assalamualaikum.